Hare Krishna. The mind makes the easy difficult and the difficult impossible. When we have to do some things in our life, we often evaluate, okay, how easy this is or how difficult it is. And generally, if it is with respect to, say, if we are going for weightlifting, this is a 1 kg weight, I can easily lift it. This is a 30 kg suitcase, it's difficult, I'll have to struggle to lift it. So with respect to physical assessment, we can say this is easy, this is difficult. However, when it comes to not just something as simple as lifting weights, but doing some tasks which require some application, then the mind comes in the way and messes our assessment of things. So if we had a weighing machine which showed a 1 kg weight to be 25 kgs, I would say I can't lift this. And if it showed a 25 kg weight to be 100 kgs, I say I'll never lift this. So like that, the mind comes in between us and the work we need to do. And the mind gives us a misassessment. So something is relatively easy, but the mind says, hey, come on, don't do it. It's too difficult. And many times we'll see that if we just start doing it, say if we have to study for, we have to do some submission work of some journal, work which is boring, not very difficult, but we just keep putting it off. And the more we put off, the more difficult it seems. But eventually when we get down to doing it, we find it's not that difficult. Why was I so worried? I could do it quite well. So the mind, it makes easy things seem difficult. It makes us misjudge the amount of difficulty involved in some work. And this happens with respect to especially devotional activities, in which we are trying to connect with Krishna, by which we will break free from the control of the mind. So for example, if we are to go to a temple for some spiritual program, if we are to say read the Bhagavad Gita, it's too difficult. But actually if we go to the temple, if we start reading the Bhagavad Gita, I find, yeah, it's not that difficult. I read so many things, I take a page and I read it. So whenever things start seeming difficult, especially good things which we know are beneficial for us, when they start seeming difficult, we have to know that the mind is coming in and is messing up my calculations. And some things are difficult. Say for example, on some holy days like Janmashtami, we fast. Now fasting is difficult, but it's not impossible. The mind makes us right in the beginning only say, no, you can't do it. But if we come in the association of devotees and we engage in spiritual activities and keep our consciousness absorbed in that, then we find it is not all that difficult. I did it and I had a good time doing it. So again, what happens is that if we rely on the mind to assess the difficulty level of things, we will be misled. Instead, if we rely on our intelligence guided by scripture and come in the association of those who are doing those things, then we'll find that it becomes much easier. So the Bhagavad Gita tells us that the mind is unreliable, and rather than relying on the mind, we have to rely on our intelligence, and that is critical for us to make wise choices. So the Gita says in 6.5 that Uddharedatmanatmanam natmanam avasadayet atmaiva yatmano bandhur atmaiva ripuratmanaha. That you need to elevate ourselves, not degrade ourselves with the mind. And for that purpose, if we have to elevate ourselves, then we can't rely on the mind for perception. We have to put the mind aside, perceive through scripture, and then act to elevate ourselves. And over time, when we start seeing, oh, this is not all that difficult, this is manageable, then gradually the mind will stop misperceiving and will start cooperating. Then we will be able to assess things as they are. Till then, we need scripture for assessing correctly. Thank you. Hare Krishna.